Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing a first impressions video on the Voss Berry Burst palette. I just got this yesterday, so I figured I'd try it out. So I'm just going to do like my base of my face, and then I'll go to the eyeshadows and review them when I get there. I don't want to trail this intro on, so let's just hop right in. So I'm going to prime, and I use the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. So now that that's all blended, I'm going to be taking my Fenty Beauty foundation. I'm in the shade 200. I'm just going to shake it, and then I'm going to apply. I feel like I'm too far away. Hold on. I'm going to apply 2 squirts to my Morphe brush. 2. Then blend to my neck. So I'm just blending that all in. Just a little in the ear. So now that the foundation is all blended, I'm going to be going in with my concealer. I use the All Nighter Urban Decay concealer in the shade Fair. So I'm just going to apply this under my eye, tip of my nose, forehead, center of my cupid's bow, my chin, then maybe add just a little bit more to the forehead. And while that dries, I'm going to quickly blend it out with that same Morphe sponge. Morphe brush, not a sponge. Because sometimes this concealer tends to set quickly, so just try to blend it in as fast as I can before it dries down and I can't blend it anymore. Now that my concealer is, blended in, I'm going to set my face with the Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder. I use the shade 01 Light, and I'm just going to take a Morphe brush, swirl it in the powder, and just dab it under my eye. And then I'm going to take a bigger fluffy brush, take some little more powder, and then just blend in the rest. So now that we are set, I'm going to go in with my Morphe bronzer in the shade Debutante and a giant fluffy brush from Morphe, and going to bronze. I like to put a lot of bronzer on my forehead. And then I'm going to put some on my nose. And next I'm going to put blush on. I'm going to use the ColourPop X Bretman Rock Super Shock Cheek in the shade Stop It. It's just a really pretty coral peach toned blush, and I'm just going to take a Morphe angle brush, just dip it twice and smile. And I like to apply it on the apples of my cheeks and then blend outward. And then I take a little bit more and just put it on my nose. Just gonna go in one more time. And then for highlighter, I'm going to use the Milani After Strobe Light Instant Glow, the shade Afterglow. I'm just going to take a Morphe brush and apply that to the high points of my face. So the tops of my cheeks, center of my nose, bridge of my nose, tip of my nose, chin, and Cupid's bow. And I like to add some to the forehead as well. Now that we have added highlight, now it's time for the eyes. I'm going to prime. Find the brush I used first. I'm going to use the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. The MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and I'm just going to take a dome top brush from Morphe, and I'm just going to apply that to the eyelids. So after priming, I'm going to take a small brush and dip a little into that setting powder, and just set the lids, just to set that primer a little. And now I'm just going to take a fluffy brush from Morphe, and now I'm going to go into the Berry Burst palette. There are no shade names, so I'm just going to describe the colors. So to set all of that, as a base, I'm just going to take this white in the palette on a fluffy brush. And there's barely any fallout, so I'm just going to put that all over my eye. And this is like my skin tone. It is a very bony white shade, so it's probably not going to show up. Hold on, let me get a little closer. So it is like a bony kind of white shade, so it might not show up that much on me. I'm going to take where's my large fluffy brush? That's what I was using. No. So I'm sorry, I'm on this. I'm just gonna go with the same brush, why not? So I'm going, I don't know what I want to do. I'm gonna start off with this brown, the second shade in the palette right here. I'm just going to dip into that, just coating the brush, and there's not a lot of kickback in the palette, so I'm just going to apply that to the crease. It's just a light brown shade. I think I want to play around with the color in this palette, the like burgundy shades, the cranberry shades. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna dip a little more into that brown. So now that we have the transition shade down, I am going to take this medium-sized angle brush from Morphe, and I'm going to dip into this shade right here, this like a medium tone taupey brown, and apply that on top of the brown we already laid down, just to kind of make it a little darker, just to kind of blend those shadows together, just to kind of tie it in. So it's just kind of like brown and smoky right now. And next I'm going to take a smaller brush, and actually before I do that, I'm going to take a smaller brush than the one I used before, and I'm going to dip into this pink like fuchsia shade. This is more of like a cranberry, and this one over here is more of like a burgundy red, so I'm going to take the more cranberry color, and I'm going to put that on top of the brown and kind of smoke it out on the edge a little more. Just kind of focus on the outer V a little bit, and then just to kind of fix that, I'm just going to take a fluffy brush, just kind of angle it a little more, just to kind of bring it up. And I'm going to go back into that magenta cranberry shade and do the same thing to the other eye. Just kind of focus on the outer corner, blend it in. Maybe add a little bit more over here. So it is very pretty, but you kind of have to work with the colors, kind of like keep blending, but I don't have a problem with blending. I love spending time on blending my eyeshadow. So yeah, they are very blendable though. Like, it is really pretty. I feel like the shade in the palette could be a little intimidating because it's dark, but on the eyes it actually looks a little lighter than it claims to be. So I kind of like that it says it's darker, but it comes out a little lighter than rather be lighter than come out dark. So I don't really have a problem with that. So I'm just gonna take that smaller brush that I mentioned before and dip into the ittiest, tiniest bit of this cranberry shade. No, this is more burgundy. I said that before. This like burgundy. This is more red. This one's more pink, this one's more red. So I'm just gonna dip into the more reddish one and take a little bit of that chocolate brown, and I'm just going to slightly add that to the outer corner, but a little further inwards, and then I'm going to put it on like the second third of my lid. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. So really inward, blend it in. And then just packing in that dark shade to the outer corner of my lid, like that. Just gonna take a brush, and then like I did before, just kind of bring out the shadow. And next I'm going to cut the crease. I'm going to take the same brush I used before, and I'm using the same Painterly paint pot from MAC, and I'm just going to cut the lid. Still just cutting the crease. And now that I cut the crease, I'm going to back into the palette, and I think I'm going to take this. I don't know if I want to take this pink one or this dark purpley one. I feel like since it's already kind of dark, I kind of want to go a little light with the color on the lid. So I'm going to go into this rose gold one. It looks like that. Super pretty. So it's going to pack that on my lid. Really, really pretty. So pigmented. Oh, I didn't give you a price. Okay, so I got this from Sephora, and you get 10 shades for $18, which I think is a pretty good deal, since a lot of high-end palettes like that could be like $40. I think it's either the Manny MUA palette or the Laura Lee Cat's Pajamas palette has 10 shades, and not exactly like these, but like set up like this, and it was $40, and this is like the exact same thing for less. And they have a variety of colors. They have a variety of mini palettes like this. They have like a macaroon one, they have a creme brulee one, they have a fruit sorbet one, or rainbow I think it's rainbow sorbet or sherbet. I'm not really sure, but yeah, they have like a wide variety. So like the sky is the limit. So I'm just taking that same color and packing it on the lid. It's kind of got like a little bit of a shift to it. Super pretty. And I think I'm gonna take a little pencil brush and go into the white shimmer. It's like a white pink duochrome, and I'm gonna put that in the inner corner. So pretty. And I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. And this white has like a pink reflective in it, which is super pretty. And I'm just going to take a brush with no shadow and then just kind of mix that dark brown with that shimmer, just so it doesn't look a mess, just to blend. And then I'm going to take a teeny tiny liner brush, and I'm gonna dip into the taupey. Actually, I'm gonna dip into the red and that dark brown, and I'm gonna use them here on the palette, and I'm gonna smoke that under on my lower lash line. So I just kind of smoked it out on the lower lash line, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. That's it. Looks a little dark, so on a bigger fluffy brush, I'm gonna take those lighter browns in the palette and kind of smoke that out. So I'm just adding the lighter brown just to make it not as dark. just gonna take I just got some. I should all over my hands. I'm gonna take a little bit of setting spray on a liner brush and kind of try to diffuse the under eye because I made it way too dark and it looks a little scary. So I did go off camera and just blend out the lower lash line a bit more, and now I think I'm just going to add some mascara. So I'm going to use the Avenue Waterproof Mascara. And just apply a super light coat. Because when I do more dramatic eye looks, I like to keep my lashes very, very like minimum, not go too dramatic. And I think the lipstick I'm going to use is this City Color Collection matte lipstick in the shade Drop Dead Nude. So it's just like it's kind of like a warm tone nude. And it has very buildable coverage. Everyone on my channel knows like I can't apply lipstick for shit, so. So that's it for, I'll give you my thoughts on the Berry Burst palette from Violet Voss. I really enjoyed it. I think the colors look so pretty, and you can do a glam look. You could go more natural in this palette, like the sky is the limit. Like you could go super matte, you could go bronzy and gold, you could go more cranberry, you could just do like a smoky eye, you could do a cranberry smoky eye, like literally, like it's so versatile, and I think the price is right. $18 for 10 shades is so good, so affordable. It is said to be fun sized, but I think smaller compact palettes are better for traveling, and especially if you're going on vacation. You could do so many looks. You could do day looks, night looks, you go natural, glam. So I think that it is a good palette. I love how it applied to my eyes. I love how they blended. They were so pigmented. Like, look at that shimmer. And I did not spray. I applied with my finger. I did not spray the brush or my finger with setting spray. That's how they turned out, and I really liked it. So I definitely recommend you checking this palette out or any of the other ones that they sell. make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill, and always remember, be a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. Bye!